So this is a walkthrough of the Hefty G conversion I did here at the Midland School with the help of a lot of folks online in the online community. Hadn't done an EV conversion before, but had done some motorcycle electrical harnesses and stuff like that, but this is new for me and taking it to a whole new level. I want to give a shout out to Reed Alloway. He did the same conversion on a Hefty, and he was a huge help to me. So thanks for all your help. And yeah, I'll do a quick walk around here of everything. So we got this tractor. It was in pretty rough shape for a decent price. The farmer was aging out of being in the field and had kept this thing running on a shoestring for a while, so it didn't really get the attention that it needed. Pretty rusty and all that, so a lot of rehab work. There's still more to be done, but the conversion at least is done for now. We still got to tool the bars and all that. So anyway, the system is a kind of a one-piece design. Got a big toolbox from Tractor Supply that contains all the componentry, and then the motor sits below, and hydraulic pump is belt driven. So I'll open up here. So we've got two Chevy Volt 48 volt 2 kilowatt hour modules in parallel for around 4 kilowatts at 48 volts, and that's in a custom steel cradle that's bolted to the bottom there. SB350 connector over into the harness. GE 600 amp motor controller from a Yale forklift, and the motor is a Raymond Advanced Motors and Drives 36 volt 5.6 kilowatt unit, and then a Chinese hydraulic pump off eBay. This is a custom bracket going off the back here, and I went with belt drive just because it was what I had available and easily accessible as far as parts go. The belt is a wear item and probably not long-term as reliable as a shaft drive, but I think it'll do all right for our purposes out here. It won't be high intensity usage here. So anyway, back up to the box. These are the main components. I've got 3 contactors here. 2 are controlled for the motor, controller, power supply, and I know probably most people are like 2 contactors is a little redundant. One's controlled by the BMS, one by the controller, but this is going to be operated by students in a school setting, so it's some extra no-brainer functionality to it. Battery management system is a Zeva BMS 16 with the monitor up there. Cells are managed in parallel as 12 cells, and then got 4 actually cooling fans. Modified the box with several of these vent hoods, and then the bottom of the box has 3 fans, 2 12 volt, 1 48 volt high flow fan under the battery, and then a little 24 volt right there. So the 2 12s and the 24 are wired in a series for 48, so they're hooked directly into the fuses here. And the last component there, I guess, is the shunt, and then battery charger. And one last thing is down there, that orange fill is a cord reel built in. So so that we have charge power that just pulls right out of the bottom here. So for fabrication, I had to do these brackets here to hold the box at a 2x4. Lots of plate here for the rear engine mount, and then a big plate up here for the front motor mount. Unfortunately, the motor was not in as good a shape as was advertised on eBay. Ended up having to do a full rebuild on it, new brushes, new bearings, and had the commutator cut down. So that's all good to go, all new. Down there is a stainless steel adapter that I had a machine shop make. The output shaft is a tapered keyed shaft, which is hard to machine apparently, so I've been told. So the output, helical output gear that came on the end of the shaft, I use that as an adapter to attach that adapter to the output shaft. So inside of that is the gear. And then I do shorten the drive shaft about 6 inches, I think. These are old rubber donut attachments, so those need to be replaced at some point. I'll do a true U-joint drive shaft, I think, but it works for now. All cables coming out of the control box, got shielded cable for the monitor, and a 15-pin Molex connector for the rest of the harness. This is a throttle pot from the golf cart. Still needs some modification. It doesn't have the best feel and needs a little knob on the top, but we're getting there with my patented IP67 waterproof cover. And then a Pelican case to keep the monitor happy. Current sleep mode right here. So this is a low power mode for the Zevo BMS. There it is. Let me get a focus here. So touchscreen unit. Really happy with it. Super easy to use. Foolproof. Current and temperature protections. Charge controlling. Everything happens in there. So pretty stoked on that. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a little control box here. Sleep mode for the BMS. Key power for the motor, and a forward park. I didn't end up putting the reverse on here for the motor controller just because I didn't want to deal with all the extra hydraulics and whatnot. It keeps it simpler for the kids, so I'll just use the transmission for reverse. That could be added later on down the road. And a kill switch. So just in case. So fans are wired in because we are in a hot climate here. They're wired in so that when the motor controller power, key power is switched on, all those guys are whirring away underneath here. Also serves the purpose of letting folks know when the key power is on. Yeah. So the last thing is the hydraulics. So these both saddle tanks held gasoline for the old gasoline motor, which was a total junker. So this one I added a new tap in here, and this is the return line from the control levers. So this is now full of hydraulic fluid, and then the intake for the hydraulic pump heads down that way. So anyway, let's see, park, throw it in neutral. So hydraulic speed's dependent on motor speed, so if you really want to boogie, you can jack the motor up, but not really necessary for fine tool work on this sort of machine. But yeah, really happy with it so far. It's putting out about I think 10 kilowatts, 11 kilowatts. I've seen peak, you know, hurrying in top gear up a hill, but otherwise cruising around it's 2 to 4 kilowatts in low gear, low RPM. So if you're really booking, you know, you can kill it probably in an hour and a half, hour or so, but I think for our purposes out here, for our small plots, it'll last all day for short passes on our beds. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can get in touch with me about it. Like I said, had a ton of help on this project. I'm no expert, but it was really fun, really challenging, and yeah, feels good to put some old machines back in the dirt with green power. Farmer Nick's going to the future.